My sister ruined my wedding, and now with her challenges in conceiving, my parents want her to co-parent my child. For some context, my sister Lisa, 30F, convinced our parents and several relatives to skip my wedding. She felt it was insensitive for me to marry while she was navigating her divorce. When her reasoning alone didn't sway enough people, she resorted to fabricating stories to turn them against me. My spouse and I, 27F, recently announced on social media that I'm in my second trimester of pregnancy. Lisa and my parents, whom I hadn't spoken to in over 3 years, learned about it this way and reached out to reconcile. Why now? Lisa has been struggling with infertility and has faced repeated unsuccessful IVF attempts. Despite this, she's determined to keep trying, but dismisses surrogacy or adoption as viable paths for her at this stage. Since I'm expecting, my parents suggested mending ties with Lisa so she could bond with my child, who wouldn't be her own but would still be family. They even proposed that my child could have 2 mothers, claiming this would benefit me by providing extra support. Their intentions felt insincere, a facade to play happy family now that Lisa can't have a child of her own. During our conversation, I saw through their superficial kindness. I told them their idea was absurd and that I wouldn't agree to it. Honestly, the notion that I'd let Lisa act as a mother to my future child was laughable. I made it clear they shouldn't be reaching out just because I'm pregnant and they want Lisa to have a child to dote on, but because they genuinely cared about me and regretted how they treated me. They took offense, insisting Lisa was ready to be a devoted aunt and TaskRabbit, and that they were only offering help since I'd need support after the baby's arrival. They accused me of being too harsh and claimed their intentions were innocent. I countered that my husband and in-laws were already providing all the support I needed as the mother. I told them if they could so easily shun me before, they should continue to stay away. Here's where I might have crossed a line. I said Lisa's infertility could be because she's a spiteful person who wouldn't make a good mother. After that call, I received a flood of messages from my parents, Lisa, and a few relatives. They demanded an apology, calling my words cruel and unnecessary, arguing I shouldn't attack someone already suffering. The problem is, I vividly recall every moment leading up to my wedding, and I hold deep resentment toward Lisa for her actions. I struggle to feel remorse for what I said. To provide context, when I was planning my wedding, Lisa had been married for 2 years. She and her ex-husband had dated for 3 years, and she always knew he wanted a child-free life. She discussed this with our parents early in their relationship, even with me present, as if I were invisible. Growing up, Lisa and I never got along. We fought often as kids, but eventually just ignored each other. Despite telling our parents her ex preferred a childless life, she was clear about wanting children someday. They agreed to revisit the topic after marriage, hoping he'd change his stance. She tried to sway him, but he held firm, leading to frequent arguments. At family gatherings, she'd appear upset, venting about how tough it was to stay with him. In my view, Lisa's choice to marry someone who didn't want kids was her mistake. She believed she could change his mind, but she had no right to blame him when she couldn't. I kept these thoughts to myself to avoid further conflict. A few months before my wedding, my parents told me Lisa had moved back home permanently after a major fight with her husband, signaling their divorce was inevitable. My spouse and I had just started paying for our wedding, having been engaged for months after nearly 4 years of dating. We delayed marriage until we were stable in our careers. My parents then asked me to postpone my wedding indefinitely to avoid upsetting Lisa during her divorce. They said her struggles, including delaying her dreams of motherhood, made my timing inconsiderate. It was one of the most unreasonable requests they'd ever made. I refused to delay my wedding for Lisa, stating I'd marry regardless of her feelings. We were never close, so her opinion didn't matter to me. My parents were furious that I wouldn't prioritize their favored daughter's emotions over my plans. They threatened not to attend if I didn't postpone. I was devastated, never expecting them to go so far for Lisa, but I accepted it and told them to do as they wished. Lisa, however, wasn't satisfied. She disapproved of my marriage and ensured other relatives didn't attend either. At first, she simply argued it was tactless of me to wed during her hardship. While most sympathized with her, they didn't outright refuse my invitation. Realizing this, she escalated her efforts. When her sob story wasn't enough, Lisa spread lies about me. She claimed I'd encouraged her husband to divorce her out of jealousy, and because I couldn't stand her having a child before me. The accusations were baseless. I barely knew her husband. Had we been close, I doubt Lisa would have married him. Yet her lies were convincing. She even said I'd harassed her by convincing her husband he'd be happier without her, and pushed him toward a child-free life, claiming I'd sold him on it being the modern choice. None of it was true. I had minimal interaction with my brother-in-law during their marriage, but her persistence made people believe her. Many relatives declined my wedding invitations. Supportive cousins and others informed me of Lisa's lies, so I understood their reasons. Most didn't offer clear explanations for their refusal. Only a handful of relatives and people from my side attended the wedding, with the rest being friends or co-workers. The bride's side was noticeably sparse. In the weeks before the wedding, I was furious. I could have confronted people and set the record straight, but many had already chosen sides, some even blocking me. I decided it wasn't worth the effort. Thankfully, my spouse, friends, and in-laws ensured I enjoyed my wedding day, making the absence of my family less noticeable. But I haven't forgiven Lisa for her actions, despite the joy of that day. Her behavior was malicious and vindictive, a pattern she's followed since childhood. Most people outgrow such pettiness by their late 20s, but not her. After the wedding, I cut off Lisa and my parents entirely, and my resentment only grew. About a year later, I ran into Lisa's ex-husband while out to lunch with my spouse. He was dining with coworkers and approached us, congratulating us on our marriage and apologizing for not attending, citing Lisa's situation. It was awkward, but we were polite. My husband jokingly remarked that he could have come since Lisa didn't show up. Her ex seemed confused, so we discussed the events surrounding the wedding. He revealed that Lisa had delayed their divorce proceedings, claiming she was busy preparing for my wedding. He was stunned to learn she hadn't attended, as her sudden interest in my wedding had surprised him. He'd avoided confronting her to keep the divorce amicable. After sharing his side, we told him about Lisa's absence, her lies, and her claim that I'd sabotaged her marriage. He was shocked and shared the real reason for their split, which went beyond disagreements about children. After months of arguing over kids, he'd started considering her perspective and was close to agreeing. The day he planned to discuss it, Lisa admitted something that changed everything. When he said he was open to parenthood, she was thrilled, but jokingly remarked that he'd have had to accept it eventually, even if unwilling. She confessed to secretly stopping her birth control, hoping to conceive without his consent. He couldn't accept this betrayal. Lisa had framed their issues as solely about kids, but the real problem was her deceit. She'd planned to trick him into fatherhood, forcing him to comply. This explained her erratic behavior around my wedding. She knew she'd caused her own divorce. Had she kept her scheme private, none of this might have happened. She could have had a child with her husband, but she sabotaged herself and took it out on me. After this conversation, my resentment deepened. I could have told my parents and family the truth, but chose not to. I'd already cut ties with those who skipped my wedding and wanted to move forward. Honestly, I don't regret what I said to Lisa. I genuinely believe her character makes her unfit for motherhood, and her infertility might be for the best. The fact that she and my parents only reached out because I'm pregnant, hoping to play happy family with my child, infuriates me. Their two-mothers suggestion, which my spouse and in-laws agree is unnecessary, feels invasive. They specifically noted my child would be Lisa's blood relative, which felt unsettling, almost possessive. I fear if I let Lisa near my child, she'll overstep and act like the mother. I won't allow that. The only reason I'm questioning myself is the reaction from family members I respect. They think my comment was too harsh, even if they don't expect an apology. Since they've always supported me, their opinion gives me pause. Update 1. Thank you for the feedback on my post. Most of you seem to think I'm not the jerk, and I appreciate the support. I've decided not to apologize to Lisa or my parents, and will continue to keep them at a distance. They're upset and have been playing the victim, bad-mouthing me to family both online and in person. Since I don't interact with those relatives, it doesn't faze me. What could they do? Further isolate me? I spoke with supportive family members who disagreed with my comment, explaining that I spoke in anger. Lisa's deliberate sabotage of my wedding was far worse. Her years of cruelty toward me don't justify an apology for something that might be true. My words won't prevent her from conceiving, unlike her lies, which kept family from my wedding. My supportive relatives understand and are fine dropping the issue. All I want is a peaceful, healthy pregnancy. I hope this drama with Lisa and my parents fades soon. I don't want to deal with it, especially now, and I'd rather avoid saying more they won't like. Update 2. For the past 2 weeks, my parents have been portraying themselves as victims, telling family I was cruel and urging them to shun me, even those I'm close with. Their plan hasn't worked, as I've resolved things with those I care about. Frustrated, they've posted vague but obvious attacks on social media, claiming I'm a jealous relative who mocked Lisa's infertility and ruined her marriage. Initially, I ignored it, but when they revived the lie about me causing her divorce, I decided to act. I contacted Lisa's ex-husband, with whom I exchange occasional greetings. I explained the situation and asked if I could share the truth publicly. He gave his approval. Since posting about Lisa's actions and the real reason for their divorce, the drama has intensified. Family members have bombarded me with calls, texts, and emails, some questioning the truth, others demanding I remove the post, and some accusing me of lying again. I haven't responded. Lisa and my parents have been silent, likely because they can't defend themselves. I'm sure they will find something to say eventually. No one has apologized to me, but that's expected. My main goal was exposing Lisa's true character, and I've succeeded. Now I'll sit back and see what happens. Update 3. A few days after my last post, Lisa and my parents reached out, offering an apology, but only if I removed my post. Other family members, while not apologizing to me, have criticized Lisa and my parents, calling their portrayal of me unfair given Lisa's role in her divorce. Their years of deceit have damaged my relationship with them further. It's striking how quickly some family flip from blaming me to condemning Lisa, yet they still won't apologize and have largely stopped contacting me. They're no longer asking me to delete the post or questioning its truth. I told Lisa and my parents I'd remove the post when I felt like it, as their apologies no longer matter. I replied to their email and blocked them. They haven't tried reaching out since. This morning I removed the post, not for them, but because I don't want my social media cluttered with drama about irrelevant people. Revenge isn't productive, and I want a calm, healthy pregnancy. Their exposure feels like enough consequences for Lisa and my parents. I have a supportive spouse, friends, and family, and that's all I need. I hope they realize I want no contact and leave me alone. That's my final word, and I doubt they'll reach out soon. Thank you to everyone who supported me, responded to my messages, and offered advice. It means a lot. If you haven't followed yet, please do and stay tuned for more real-life stories.